Hello there, I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. You're watching News at 10 with me. Let us begin with the headlines. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to leave on a two-day visit to Pakistan. Swaraj to meet Pakistani counterpart and Prime Minister. Upper House passes Negotiable Instruments Bill dealing with check bounce cases. Refers Prevention of Corruption Bill to Select Panel. Congress Vice President Rajiv Gandhi to visit flood-affected areas in Chennai today. As flood waters recede, fear of an epidemic looms. First ever red alert following severe smog in Beijing. Schools shut, outdoor construction activities halted. And India win Delhi cricket test by 337 runs, sweep the series 3-0. Ajinkya Rahane named man of the match for his 2 centuries. Well, the day's top story, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will embark on a 2-day visit to Pakistan today. She will attend a multilateral conference on Afghanistan in Islamabad and also meet her Pakistani counterpart Sartaj Aziz and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Now, Sushma's visit comes close on the heels of an ice-breaking meet between national security advisors of both the countries in Bangkok on Sunday.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will lead a delegation to Islamabad for talks on Afghanistan. Swaraj's visit comes soon after talks between the national security advisors of India and Pakistan in Bangkok on Sunday. In their meeting, the NSAs discussed terrorism, Jammu and Kashmir and a range of key bilateral issues.
In all fitness, it would be appropriate that she returns after the talks, and the government is fully prepared to give the entire brief of whatever has happened in Pakistan, whatever is the status of talks on terror, the NSA level talks.
Swaraj will meet her Pakistani counterpart Sartaj Aziz and also Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Wednesday. The minister's visit will be the first after the collapse of talks in September this year. The resumption comes just days after the Prime Ministers of the two countries met briefly in Paris last week.
स्वराज जी यहाँ आ रही हैं, उनके साथ बायलैटरल मीटिंग होगी, मेरे साथ भी और वज़ीर आज़म के साथ भी, और वो शमूलियत भी करेंगे. अब ये कहना अभी पेश अज़ वक्त है कि आया इन मुलाकातों में जो हमारा कंपोजिट डायलॉग है और जो वो शुरू होगा, किस तरीके से शुरू होगा, किन आइटम पे शुरू होगा, इसके लिए आपको 2 दिन और इंतजार करना पड़ेगा. लेकिन ये कम से कम जो अच्छी इब्तिदा है कि जो डेडलॉक था नेगोशिएशन में वो किसी हद तक दूर हुआ.
Sushma Swaraj's visit is the first ministerial level visit to Pakistan since the then External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna visited Islamabad in 2012. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now let's take a look at some of the reactions really coming in over Sushma's visit to Pakistan.
100% there's bound to be a wee bit of a bilateral dialogue between Sushma Swaraj and her counterpart without any proper agenda on the table. I suppose everything of essence between India and Pakistan are likely to be taken up between her and the Pakistani Foreign Minister. She may also have an opportunity of meeting the Pakistani Prime Minister and other appropriate level officers stroke leaders.
सुषमा जी जो जा रही है एक सार्क मीटिंग है, मतलब ये बायलैटरल टॉक्स नहीं है, लेकिन एक्चुअली एक देश जाने में तो बायलैटरल बातचीत भी होगी शायद साइड पे, लेकिन सार्क मीटिंग के लिए जाना, हम तो सार्क नेचुरली मेंटेन किए. अगर भारत ना होते तो सार्क नहीं होती. तो ये सब आप सोचना चाहिए कि सिर्फ देश को समझाइए कि आप क्या करना चाहते हैं और क्यों करना चाहते हैं, और उसके बाद समझ के हम एक साथ जा सकते हैं.
अच्छी बात है. सुषमा जी भी अभी पाकिस्तान जा रही हैं, सार्क के मीटिंग में मल्टीलैटरल फोरम है, उसमें भी हमने जाना चाहिए और अपना जो भी अपनी बात है बातचीत के द्वारा हम हल कर सकते हैं.
Well, on to some other news. Well, the upper house yesterday passed one bill while referring another to the Select Committee. Negotiable Instruments Amendment Bill 2015 was cleared by the Rajya Sabha, but the Prevention of Corruption Amendment Bill 2013 was referred to the Select Committee after several members raised objections over certain clauses.
So why doesn't...
Negotiable Instruments Amendment Bill 2015, which deals with check bounce cases, was cleared by the upper house on Monday without discussion.
I move that the bill as amended be passed.
Motion moved that the bill as amended be passed. The question is that bill as amended be passed. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have, that the bill as amended is passed.
Soon after passing the bill, the upper house resumed discussion on the Prevention of Corruption Amendment Bill 2013. But several members raised objections over certain clauses and demanded that the bill be sent to the select committee.
तो शिवन जब सब लोकपाल तय करेगा तो फिर ये जो बिल हमसे पास करा रहे बिल का औचित्य क्या रह गया? मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से कहूंगा कि इसको सेलेक्ट कमेटी में भेज दीजिए, क्यों समय बर्बाद कर रहे हैं?
It is quite clear to me that the balance between the objectives of curbing corruption in high places and the need to ensure certain protections to people wrongly charged is missing in this bill.
So when amendment is taken...
The government agreed, following which the chair suspended further discussion and asked the government to come up with a motion for sending the bill to the select committee.
So if the members believe that this requires to be reconsidered or sent to the select committee, we have an open mind.
I am suspending the discussion, deferring the discussion. Now, say for an hour or so. After that, the government should move a motion to send it to select committee with the members of the select committee after due consultation with the political parties and come.
Opposition parties, including the Congress and Samajwadi Party, had advocated caution when the Prevention of Corruption Amendment Bill 2013 was moved in the House last week. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, on to the other big story of the day. Congress President Sonia Gandhi and Vice President Rahul Gandhi have been summoned to appear at a trial court today after suffering a big setback on Monday. Well, the court had dismissed their plea to quash the summons against them in the National Herald case. However, despite the Delhi High Court summon, Rahul Gandhi has left this morning for Puducherry to visit the rain-affected areas.
A big blow to Congress President Sonia Gandhi and Vice President Rahul Gandhi in the National Herald case. The two, along with 5 others accused in the case, will have to appear in a trial court on Tuesday. This after the Delhi High Court rejected their petition seeking exemption from personal appearance. The court also dismissed their plea seeking cancellation of the summons against them. BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy, on whose petition the summoning orders were issued, has welcomed the High Court order.
The High Court order today is dismissing Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora, Oscar Fernandez, Suman Dubey and Sam Petroda's petitions, saying that the magistrate's order summoning them for facing trial on the case of their conspiracy to grab the property of National Herald. This summons is not based on law and it should be quashed. This the High Court considered fully, full arguments were done, and today they said that the petitions have no merit of these people. Now the trial will go on and it's an open shut case. They will have to face prosecution and ultimately go to jail.
The Congress will now challenge the order in the Supreme Court.
We intend to challenge the order because we have very substantive legal grounds and we believe that a dismissal of our quashing petition is legally unsustainable.
The National Herald newspaper was started in 1938 by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It played a prominent role in promoting nationalist sentiment before independence. Due to the publication being dogged by bad management, poor circulation and falling revenue, Congress President Sonia Gandhi decided to close it down in 2008. BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy alleges that the Gandhis aimed at grabbing property worth several thousand crores owned by the newspaper's publishing firm, Associated Journals, using fake papers. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, here are some of the reactions to the development in the National Herald case. Let's take a listen.
What all things they did for the last 10 years, now it is boomerang against them. So they want to put some blame to somebody. For that reason, they are doing all those things.
कोई परेशानी नहीं बढ़ेगी. ये इस केस में कोई दम नहीं है. ये बिल्कुल सरासर वेक्सेशियस बदले की भावना से केस बनाया गया है.
वो अपने आप को भगवान से बड़ा मानने लगे हैं क्या? कि उनके ऊपर कोई कानून और कोई संविधान होगा, लागू नहीं होगा, और उसको वो कहेंगे बदले की राजनीति।
कांग्रेस इतने साल से इस देश में पावर में रहे हैं, क्या उनको मालूम नहीं है कि जुडिशरी और एग्जीक्यूटिव हमारे देश में बहुत ही इंडिपेंडेंटली काम करती है और कोर्ट के किसी डिसीजन को इस तरीके के पॉलिटिसाइज करना जो है, ये कांग्रेस की जो इंटॉलरेंस है उसी को मेरे ख्याल से दर्शाता है।
News from down south. Well, apart from Puducherry, Congress Vice President Rajiv Gandhi is also visiting flood-ravaged areas in Chennai today. Well, the city is trying to get back on its feet, but with the floodwaters receding, the fear of an epidemic is looming large. Over 350 people were killed in the deluge that brought Tamil Nadu to its knees.
First the rains, then the floods, now the fear of an epidemic. Chennai and its suburbs are bracing to meet the mounting challenge of preventing outbreak of diseases as the deluge left heaps of garbage and muck on the streets.
The drainage water is mixing to the rainwater, so that smell is coming. That's the problem we are facing now. The electricity, 2 days there is electricity. Before 3 days we suffering from this rain.
எங்களுக்கு வந்து இப்போ வந்து நாங்க தண்ணில இருந்து இப்போ வந்துட்டோம் சார் வெளியில. ஆனா கொஞ்சம் தண்ணி தான் இருக்கு. ரொம்ப பாதிக்கப்பட்டோம். எங்களோட கஷ்டப்பட்டு நாங்க சேவிங்ஸ்ல வாங்குன டிவில இருந்து ஃப்ரிட்ஜ்ல இருந்து எல்லாமே எங்களுக்கு போயிடுச்சு இப்போ.
Authorities have put nearly 25,000 sanitary workers to clear the stinking garbage. Truckloads of garbage was removed and bleaching powder was liberally sprinkled. The fear is also about picking up the pieces as floodwaters washed away lifetime earnings.
Every 5 minutes the water level kept rising, and the people over here is not upper middle class or something like that. All are like daily they get daily wages. So this is what happened. They lost everything.
Chennai's airport partially reopened and train services also resumed on Sunday, but roads are still waterlogged. Many families are huddled in makeshift roadside shelters.
Building you're seeing is more than 50 years old. So we were very much worried about the building because it is soaking. The building is absorbing so much amount of water. Even now people are very afraid to stay inside. They want to move outside.
Educational institutions remain shut, even as Chief Minister said that power supply has been restored in 95% of the areas in Chennai, barring those that are still submerged. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, apart from Rahul Gandhi's visit to Chennai, what are events are lined up for the day? Let's take a look in the day ahead. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is likely to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi today in Delhi to place the state government's demands on sanctioning funds for various central government-supported projects. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is also expected to visit the Trinamool Congress Parliamentary Party office in the national capital. The Supreme Court is likely to hear on the nature and type of investigation to be initiated on the cases of security personnel who have been accused of involving in fake encounters in Manipur. The Extrajudicial Execution Victim Families Association filed a petition in the Supreme Court in the year 2012 seeking the conduct of trials on cases of 1,528 persons who were killed by security forces in Manipur. The Bombay High Court will give its ruling on the applicability of culpable homicide charges against Bollywood star Salman Khan in the 2002 hit-and-run case, and also on other key questions like the admissibility of the statement of the actor's former bodyguard as evidence. A sessions court had on 6th of May convicted Khan on the charge of a culpable homicide not amounting to murder under IPC and other offences. In the international arena, Paralympic athlete Oscar Pistorius will appear in court on Tuesday to apply for bail following his conviction for murdering his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp. Last week, the Supreme Court upgraded Pistorius' charge to murder from culpable homicide. Pistorius was released from jail on 19th of October and was sent under house arrest to serve the rest of his sentence. Right now, we'll take a very short break, but we'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to State of the Economy. Today we have with us a very special guest,
Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India, Mr. S.S. Mundra.
First requirement is to make this entire network very robust.
Banking correspondent network.
Banking correspondent. Other than any kind of forced regulation, competition is the best method to bring the efficiency. I would feel worried about two things. One is about the over-indebtedness. Second is the mis-selling to these people.
Watch Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India, S.S. Mundra, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. News from the national capital now, and the odd-even formula for flying private vehicles from 1st of January next year has become a topic of intense debate in the country. Now, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will be holding a review meeting over the issue today, where the roadmap to implement the formula will be presented to him.
The announcement to implement the odd-even number plate formula for private vehicles in Delhi has received a mixed response. While many have welcomed the move, saying it is the need of the hour considering the dangerous air quality levels in Delhi, others are questioning the possibility of implementing it. The Delhi government is on a promotion overdrive after its bold decision, but it is attempting to allay fears raised by those who question lack of an alternative. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has recorded an audio message that will be aired today, in which he has urged people to give the formula a chance.
जितनी बड़ी चुनौती दिल्ली के हर बच्चे के सामने प्रदूषण की है, उससे बहुत छोटी चुनौती है। अभी आज हम 12:30 बजे पहले ट्रांसपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट की मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, जिससे कि पूरी डिटेलिंग कर सकें कि हम लोगों को क्या क्या जरूरत है और किस किस डिपार्टमेंट से किस तरह के सहयोग की जरूरत है।
दो सजेशंस हैं। एक ये है कि आप बार के हिसाब से चलाइएगा, सोमवार, बुधवार, शुक्रवार को ऑड नंबर की गाड़ियां चलेंगी, मंगलवार, बृहस्पतिवार और शनिवार को इवन नंबर की गाड़ियां चलेगी और संडे को सारी चलेंगी। दूसरा ऑप्शन ये है कि हम डेट के हिसाब से चलें कि भाई जो भी इवन डेट है इवन नंबर की गाड़ी चलेगी, ऑड डेट है ऑड चलेगी। उसमें दो समस्याएं आ रही हैं। एक तो संडे भी बंद रहेगा, लोग कहते हैं कम से कम एक दिन तो ऐसा मिल जाए कि जिस दिन फ्री होना चाहिए। दूसरा ये होता है कि 31st के बाद फर्स्ट आता है, दोनों ऑड आ जाते हैं।
The decision also echoed in the Rajya Sabha on Monday after the Congress called it arbitrary and impractical.
I want to raise one thing. Unless public transport system of Delhi is capable of coping with the rush, with the demand, how can you implement this? This is going to create more problem rather than solving the problem.
A petition against the formula has also been filed.
We have challenged that this is totally unreasonable, arbitrary and should be struck down because government has not given any statistics or government has not given any survey figures as to which is the main reason for pollution of air in Delhi. Whether it is because of the construction activities, whether it is because of the operation of the trucks in Delhi, which even for a transitory period go from Delhi, or it is because of cars only, or it is because of two-wheelers or four-wheelers.
Despite the challenges, the Delhi government is attempting to implement the formula for at least the first 15 days of the new year. Chief Minister Kejriwal had said that the formula will be discontinued if people were greatly inconvenienced because of it. The Delhi government is seeking the centre's help for implementing the formula, with Health Minister Satyendra Jain slated to meet Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari today. The steering committee constituted to implement the formula met on Monday. A detailed report has been prepared and it will be presented today before Chief Minister Kejriwal when he chairs the review meeting of minister and officials over the matter. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And it is not just Delhi, but it's also Beijing's pollution because the Beijing government has warned of severe smog over the next 3 days. Now, it issued its first red alert for pollution on Monday. Government has put extra measures ordering schools to close, halting outdoor construction and restricting car use due to the hazardous air quality. Here are all the details.
Beijing was forced to issue its first red alert for pollution, the highest warning for hazardous smog levels, as world leaders give a new impetus to international climate talks in Paris. Schools have been shut and outdoor construction and other polluting industrial activity will also be halted as authorities warn of severe pollution cover over the Chinese capital for more than 3 consecutive days. Cars with odd and even number plates will also be restricted from driving on alternate days. The Air Pollution Monitor in Beijing reported that the intensity of the poisonous tiny particles of PM 2.5 was 10 times above the recommended limit on Monday. Visibility in some parts of Beijing has been restricted to 200 meters. The red alert will last from 7 a.m. local time on Tuesday until 12 noon on Thursday, when a cold front is expected to arrive and clear the smog.
之前段时间有一段时间，就是上周吧，就很严重，然后第二天突然下蓝天白云的那种，就是有一点像魔术师一样，第二天突然变了一个蓝天出来。其实我们作为老百姓的话，其实。
The alert comes as China, the world's largest polluter, takes part in talks on carbon emissions in Paris. China's air quality is a key factor in its push for a new global deal on climate change. China had been unwilling to commit to hard targets on reducing carbon emissions, but have now realized that the dependence on fossil fuels has to stop.
As developing countries, we share a common commitment to address the climate challenge in a manner that ensures that we achieve our goal of limiting temperature rise to safe levels, while at the same time allowing flexibility to developing countries to pursue their sustainable development priorities.
The efforts to go green and a strong agreement in Paris won't immediately solve China's air woes, but if it ultimately pushes down the price of renewables even further, it could play a part in solving the issue long term. Bureau Report, Rajya TV.
Now look at other stories from around the world in World Wrap. Turkey has summoned the Russian ambassador after a serviceman on a Russian naval ship allegedly brandished a rocket launcher while the vessel passed through Istanbul at the weekend. Now, Turkey has expressed outrage over the images, calling the incident a provocation. Well, relations between the two countries have deteriorated sharply since Turkey last month shot down a Russian fighter jet, which it said was in its airspace. Syrian activists say at least 26 civilians, including children, have been killed in the Hasaka province in the northeast of the country by airstrikes possibly carried out by the US-led coalition. US spokesman assured that the reports would be looked into seriously, adding that if the information was deemed credible, an investigation would be launched and the results released publicly. France's Prime Minister Manuel Valls has urged voters to back the main opposition to stop the far-right National Front winning the regional elections. PM said that the FN divides the French, tries to pit one against the other. His Socialist Party has withdrawn from the second round in 2 regions to unify the anti-FN vote. Marine Le Pen's FN came first in 6 of the 13 regions in the first round of regional elections. Now to cricket now. Well, on a pitch demanding discipline, India banked on its warhead R. Ashwin's 5-wicket haul to trounce defiant South Africa, and that too by a record margin of 337 runs in the 4th and the final test. India also sealed the 4-match test series 3-0. Here are the details.
And this gives great pleasure as well. The ball...
In the face of South Africa's tenacious effort, in the quest of a draw while chasing an improbable 481, India's prospects of a win looked bleak. Led by a stellar performance from AB de Villiers, they went through an epic test of determination and patience before being dismissed for 143 in 14.1 overs.
Well then, Ashwin is doing something different. And it's not the Monk Amla, but it's the rather more adventurous Bavuma.
The Proteas' colossal series loss, the worst since their 3-0 reversal against Australia in 2005-2006, was a crushing blow to their reputation as the #1 test team. Prior to this series, the South Africans had not lost an away series in 9 years, earning the eminence of formidable travellers.
At lunchtime, what were we? 3 down. Definitely we believe that we could still take it. We knew the last hour wicket's probably going to, or the last session is going to be a bit more difficult. Obviously, even if you lose 1 or 2 more wickets, it's always going to be difficult for number 8, 9, 10 and 11 to kind of hang in there. But we tried our best, as AB de Villiers did an exceptional job to try and hold the game together for us.
Ashwin signalled India's triumph when he turned one sharply to have AB de Villiers caught at leg slip. He completed his 16th 5-4 and the fourth in the series by foxing Monemokal. The Indian team erupted in joy over the great win.
I was happy that the bowlers were going through a phase where they would be tested, their patience would be tested, and their character would be tested, and they came out with flying colours. I mean, at no stage did the bowlers panic, at no stage did the fielders panic, and we knew that it's Test cricket. In 3 sessions we will get that one chance, and when we get it, we have to make sure that we are in that mindset to capitalise and cash in at that stage.
The victory was India's biggest ever against South Africa. It also pushed India to second place in the ICC rankings.
337. The numbers don't tell you the story of
Kohli and his men redeemed some pride after the MS Dhoni-led side had lost the T20 and ODI series against the same opponent.
as the South Africans can be of their defiance today.
Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's all in this edition of news. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV. Up next is Parliament News. Thanks for watching.